What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy YBC the Nerd, and today I'm going to be putting it together a video about how to multi-stream. So this is going to be how to multi-stream to multiple platforms at the same time. So with that being said, this is going to be under the premise that you are already streaming on an individual platform, whether that's YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Facebook, whatever it may be, that you're already streaming and you already have your basis, your foundation set up already, and you're already using OBS because that's what I'm going to be using here today to show you how to do this. Also, this is going to be from one PC, so gaming and streaming on the same PC. So currently, I have a 7700X AMD CPU with a 7800 XT Radeon GPU, and I game and stream on the same PC. So if you already have your foundation set up and you just want to know how to multi-stream, then this video is for you. If you want to know how to begin streaming from the ground up, that's going to be a different video, but not this one. So let's get started. So, first off, the first thing you're going to want to do is, since you already have your basis set up for your scenes and your sources and everything, as far as how to stream horizontally on one platform or another, you're going to want to come to this website here, aitum.tv, and you're going to want to download this. You're going to want to click products here, click on multi stream, and download multi for free. Go through the process and allow this to install itself. OBS is going to automatically recognize this as a plugin. And then you're going to want to come to Vertical and download Vertical for free also. And then once you download Vertical for free, you go through the steps, set this up, allow this to install. Again, OBS is going to automatically recognize this. You don't have to do anything to for OBS to recognize this as a plugin. And once you get both of those downloaded and set up, you're going to want to come back to OBS, and it's going to look something like this. Now it's probably going to have more docs, but you don't need all of them actively. So the ones that I use actively are scenes, sources, and audio mixer. Those are going to be for horizontal. And then Atom multi-stream, vertical scenes, vertical sources, vertical, and activity. So once you have all of those set up and you have all of these checked off, it's going to look a lot more similar to this. So first thing you're going to want to do is get signed in. So I use YouTube as my main platform under settings. Stream, I use YouTube as the main platform for streaming. And then my output is 10,000 bit rate. AMD H.264. This is going to look a little bit differently if you have a NVIDIA GPU. But you're still, if I'm not mistaken, I think you're still going to need to use H.264. So once you have your bit rate and everything set up, and you have your encoder set up, then you want to come down to video, and I stream to YouTube at 1440p. This is key for the next step that I'm going to show you. I stream to YouTube at 1440. So when you have your Atom multi-stream dock, click this gear here, go to main canvas, and you're going to hit add output. And this is where you're going to add Twitch and add Kick. And once you add Twitch and Kick, you're going to need to go to your Twitch account and get your stream key. Same thing for Kick. You go to your Kick account and get your stream key, and you go to output settings and this is where you're going to drop your key at. Then you hit save output. And then for video encoder here, same thing, H.264. And then you're going to need to rescale the output because Kick and Twitch, if I'm not mistaken, does not accept 1440p video. I think they only accept it from people that are partners on the platform. So if you are a affiliate, or if you're like, still working towards affiliate, then you're gonna need to rescale it and downscale that 1440p video to 1080. So this is gonna be 1920 by 1080 with a 6000 bit rate. And then you go to your Twitch output, do the same thing, drop in your Twitch key, hit save output, advanced settings, H.264, and 1920 by 1080 rescale output and a 6000 bit rate. And then you're going to want to go to vertical canvas and do another YouTube output settings. And then you're going to need a second stream key because the way that YouTube works, you're going to need a horizontal stream key and you're going to need a vertical stream key in order for this method to work. There is another method that they are testing right now where they just kind of resize or rescale your horizontal stream. I personally don't like that option, so I use this option here. And then you're going to want to use this as just the standard vertical encoder. So you don't have to change anything here. And then for audio, you don't need to change anything here either. So once you are here and you need that vertical stream key, you're going to want to come to your YouTube channel. Of course, that's going to be youtube.com. And then you're going to want to hit create and then go live. And then once you're here, you're going to want to come to manage. Once you're at manage, you hit schedule stream. So the way that this works is you have to schedule a stream ahead of time in order for these keys to work properly. Now, whether you schedule it a minute ahead of time, 5 minutes ahead of time, an hour, 10 days ahead of time, it doesn't matter, but these streams need to be scheduled. As you see here, I already have some past streams that I've scheduled before. So we're just going to create a new one just to test this out. And this one is going to be called Test Horizon. And I think I typed that wrong. There we go. Test horizontal. Then you're going to want to make sure that you hit streaming software. So not webcam, not mobile, but streaming software. You're going to want to click gaming or music or whatever you're doing on stream. Click that here, add in a good thumbnail, and you hit next. You don't need to change anything here. You hit next again, and then this is where you will put in that time. So whether you're scheduling it out a day, a month, a week, 5 minutes ahead, whatever it may be, and then you want to make sure that the video is going to be public. Then you hit done. And then we name this test horizontal because this is going to be our horizontal stream. So you're going to want to come down here and manage keys. So if you can already stream on YouTube, you already have one key available. You would go in and edit that key and name it horizontal stream. And then use that horizontal stream key for this live. And make sure that you enable auto start and enable auto stop. Those are definitely going to be key so that when you send the video from OBS into YouTube, that it automatically goes live and you don't have to do anything extra. And then you hit this back button here, and now your test horizontal stream is set up and ready to go. So then you come to schedule stream again, click new again, and now we're going to go to test, and this is going to be vertical. So same thing, streaming software, choose your category, add thumbnail, playlist, all that good stuff. Same thing here, public, make sure that it's public, choose your date, choose your time, and click done again. Then it's gonna pop up here, and then you're gonna make sure that since this would be your first time making a vertical stream, you're gonna want to create new stream key, and then you're gonna want to name that vertical stream so that you can distinguish between your horizontal and your vertical stream keys. Because like I said, you're gonna need both of them in order to do this. So since this is the vertical stream, you add the vertical stream key to this one. Make sure that you enable auto start and make sure that you enable auto stop. And then once both of these are made, your horizontal stream and your vertical stream are good to go for YouTube. And once those are good to go, you take that vertical stream key, you copy it and add it into your vertical platform here for the output for YouTube in the vertical canvas. Because once you set up the YouTube in horizontal, you would put in your horizontal stream key into the settings for your horizontal stream. Click Save Output here, and you click OK. And now you have your YouTube horizontal set up with its own stream key. Kick is set up. Twitch is set up, and YouTube vertical is set up. Now, if you saw here, once you click add output under vertical, it gives you the option for TikTok here. I personally don't use this option. I use a different way. So once you have those set up, now you're going to want to get your vertical scene set up. So here, once I click on scenes under starting soon, it automatically changes here on the vertical side too. And then when I click on waiting, it changes on the vertical side here also, because you can right click and go to linked scenes and make sure that you link this scene back to its scene on the horizontal side. And for whatever reason, you can't name these scenes the same. So you have to name your vertical scene something slightly different. So you see I have starting soon here. This is called SS. Waiting is attached to wait. In stream is attached to end. Recording is attached to record products. So once you have those set up, and now you're going to want to get your sources set up. You're going to want your sources to mimic what you have over here under your sources for the horizontal side. They would just be orientated slightly different. So as you can see here, I have the screen capture here at the top right hand, but I have the screen capture here right above me. So you're going to want to, play around with these, resize them and different things like that to get all of these situated and into place so that things are visible on the vertical side and visible on the horizontal side. So like I said, make sure that all your scenes are mirroring what's happening on your horizontal side so that things are all together, so that when you go from one scene to another, people can see your vertical and people can see your horizontal in their respective platforms. So once you have the sources set up and once you have the scene set up on your vertical side, then you can start going live. So what you would do is, for your built-in stream, which is going to be YouTube, you click that, and then it's going to always ask you to manage broadcast. Once you click manage broadcast, you go to select existing broadcast, and you click on the horizontal option here. And then this, like I said, since we click the auto start, once you click here and then select broadcast to start streaming, it's going to automatically start going live. And then you would click on Kick. It would send the video out to Kick. Click on Twitch. It's going to send your video out to Twitch. And then you want to click here, and then it's going to automatically send that video, this vertical video, out to YouTube, which this vertical video is going to come up in the YouTube Shorts feed. So if somebody's scrolling through their YouTube Shorts feed, they would see your YouTube vertical video in their YouTube Shorts feed. Now, like I said, I don't use the vertical option to go live on TikTok. What I do is I use TikTok Live Studio here. And of course, it takes a second to pop up. Go live. And I use the portrait mode, which is going to be vertical. And I add in a blank scene. Then you add in a source. That source is going to be camera. And then you're going to want to choose OBS virtual camera at 1080 by 1920, 60 frames. And then you hit apply. This is going to be the OBS virtual camera. And then you're going to send the virtual camera directly from the OBS platform, which is going to be this button here. Make sure that you don't click this one over here, because this one is going to send your horizontal stream over to TikTok, which is going to be distorted. So if you accidentally click this one and go to TikTok, notice how it's distorted, because it's trying to take a horizontal stream and then compress it down into this vertical platform. So this is the wrong one to click. You're going to want to click the OBS virtual camera under your vertical feed. Once you click that one, then that one is going to be a one-to-one of what you see here. And then you can go live. Then it's going to ask you for, whatever you're doing as far as gaming. You would add your topic and everything like that here. And you add in your description. And then you, like I said, make sure that it's 1080 by 1920, 60 frames, 6,400 video bit rate, and a audio bit rate of 128, and H.265 encoder. And then that's how I go live on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, YouTube vertical, and then TikTok vertical all at the same time. Like I said, you have to make sure that your PC can handle this, because if your CPU is too weak, or if your GPU is too weak, you're going to run into issues. You're going to be struggling, and you might have issues with the stream. You might have issues with the game, or you might have issues with both. So you got to want to make sure that you do some test streaming first to make sure that your computer can handle everything. And then once you have all of that set up, and like I said, you go live on those respective platforms, and then you send that video over to TikTok Live. Then now you're live on multiple platforms, multi-streaming. So that is how I personally do it. Like I said, there are other ways to do it, but this is the way that I use. This is the way that I'm most comfortable with. And if you guys have any questions, if you guys need any other questions answered, make sure you put those down in the comments. I will more than likely be making another video going a little bit more in depth with the TikTok side, and I'm probably also going to do another video a little bit more in depth of how to take your YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and TikTok chats and add them all into one, so that you can see them all in the same feed. So if you guys want to see that video, make sure you give a thumbs up on this video. Make sure you guys also hit that follow button, and check out the next video when that drops. And I will get back to you guys next time to Nerd Nation. We out.